You may have had some inner reflection this past week, maybe reevaluating, processing, maybe even a little bit of doubt or uncertainty. If so, that is okay. That is sometimes just part of the process. But good news, we are moving into a new cycle, so hopefully you are feeling more refreshed or motivated in the next day or so. But you do have to open yourself up to that. Something that's helped me, if it's like I'm in a funk and I'm wanting the inspiration, wanting the motivation, oftentimes I'll just say to myself, I want to feel motivated again. I want that inspiration, right? Because we get kind of attached to our own suffering sometimes, or it just seems easier for things to stay the same, even though we know the changes are good for us. So I invite you to open yourself back up to the motivation and inspiration if that's something that you need. So stick around. All right, so I'm recording this on May 26th. We have our new moon in Gemini this evening, nighttime, I guess, depending on where you live, but we're going to be able to tap into this energy of this new cycle, which I love. I really enjoy new moon. I feel like it's always that fresh start, you know? You can expect to feel some perception shifts. It'd be a good time to just allow the new ideas to come through, allow yourself to plan. And sometimes you do need to create the space for yourself to do this. Maybe it's taking a walk, maybe it's meditating, going for a drive. But just know naturally the energy this week is going to be supportive for new ideas and plans. Also, communication with Gemini is a theme. A common theme of Gemini is communication. Okay, so also sometimes talking to someone else can be helpful. Okay, so I kind of feel like for some of you, that's where the communication is going to come in. Find someone to talk to and brainstorm with. Like, find a friend or a business partner, or maybe it's a family member or acquaintance. Maybe there's someone that's just, you're like, I think they'd be a good person to connect with. Maybe just have a conversation or set up a meeting to just bounce ideas back and forth with each other. That feels like something that is going to be supportive. If it's calling you, like, talk to somebody. Okay, because sometimes other people can ask us the right questions or point us in the right direction, and we're able to help others with that as well. So it's a good back and forth. We also have this theme of this balance of feminine and masculine energy this week. So I would also invite you to just look at your current situation and what can you do to bring in more of what you need. We all tend to kind of lean more one way than the other. So regardless of whether you're a man or woman, okay? Are you leaning more to the feminine energy or to the masculine energy? And what can you do to invite the other? Do you need more ease and flow, more creativity, more rest? Do you need more structure? Do you need a plan of action? Do you have things you've been procrastinating that you know you would feel better if you just did them? Okay, so finding the balance of those things, acknowledging them, and it's also going to be a good week to really find some inner peace and some clarity. I feel like last week was internal as far as it was a good week to retreat and come back to self and reevaluate. But for me, that didn't always feel good. Like, I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's like I kind of had my own shadow things to face and feel and process, and just being honest with myself and where I was at, allowing myself to feel my feelings. So that's like one type of internal connection, but it feels like this, like, moving forward, it feels more peaceful. Sometimes we have things we just need to process and feel, and once we do that, it's easier to move back into that space of peace, trust, faith. So that should be supportive. Okay. All right. So I've also pulled some cards. I've got, let's see, from the Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid, we've pulled the Queen of Fire. Okay. So this card, it kind of fits into with what I already mentioned. It's representing this creative collaboration, soul connection, friendship, co-creating. Okay, so I think it's just kind of reaffirming that, yeah, it'd be a good week to partner with someone on something, or even just have a conversation, reconnection. Okay, so if it's related to a creative project, it could be a good time for some business planning, or if there's something else going on that you just need, a piece of advice or second opinion, reaching out to a friend, whatever that looks like for you, it's going to be a good time to have connections. And maybe it's just so super simple. It's just calling a friend to catch up. I mean, maybe that's what you need. Okay. Or family member or somebody. Okay. But it it feels like it's going to help kind of inspire you and get you back on track, get you refocused. Okay, sometimes we need a friend to just kind of kick our butt a little too, let's be honest. Okay, all right. Next card we have from Work Your Light, by Rebecca Campbell, and the card is Inner Temple. So, Inner Temple, all right. This is inviting you to tune into the portal of your heart. Okay, so bringing you back to the reminder that you are on a soul journey. Okay, so what is it you want to experience or create or share with others? I feel like it's that reminder of connecting to source and asking what is meant to flow through you. You are a divine extension of source. Okay, so what are you creating? What is being created through you? And again, I mentioned this earlier, but it's like, can you make the time to connect? Like, it's not always about doing something. Like, I think we all experience times where we just get into that space of connection and it's not really planned. It just kind of, you happen to be doing something in your mind, or your heart just kind of goes to a certain space. But sometimes we can put off or avoid the connection for too long. It's almost like, do you ever feel like, how do I say this? Like you avoid the connection because you know it would bring peace, or it would feel better, or that it would lead to something good, but you're just like comfortable in your own suffering. Like, so it can be hard to move into that space. If you're feeling that way, that is the time where you need to plan a time. Okay, or set that intention, like, to connect and make the space for it, whether it's just going to a quiet corner to just clear your head, and I already mentioned these things earlier, so I guess it's just coming up again because it really is just the energy of this week. Like, make the time to connect. Okay? All right. And lastly, one more card, affirmation card from Miracles Now by Gabrielle Bernstein. Let's see what this is. When I honor my feelings, I find my power in powerless situations. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's just kind of validating that it is important to be honest about how you feel Feel your feelings. There is such power in that, and it does help us to move back into that space of peace. Okay, that's all I have. So I'll see you next week. Take care.